Yo, welcome to the Jump Podcast. I am one of your hosts, and my name is, you already know, Jumpstart. That's right. And in this edition of the Jump Podcast, we've got Japan population is getting too old with no new birth to cover, and the US is heading the same way. Also, what's the funniest pet peeve you ever said to your girl or your wife or a friend? On top of that, the main topic, what have you have done in your last relationship different? Right here at the Jump Podcast, y'all. We will be back. Y'all stay tuned. Grab your beer, grab everything, and we'll be back.
No one's safe. 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 No one's safe.
Yo. Welcome back to another edition of the Jump Podcast. And that's right, we've got a crazy show. Let me bring in the rest of the hosts of the show. First, coming up, the one and only. She is the queen of the podcast of my state, your state. Well, yeah, maybe. What's up, Tata? What's going on with you, sis? What's
What's
popping and what's
up?
happening?
What's happening? What's up?
Nothing, man. Friday nights or our nights, and we had a little difficulties going on, but I think we got it together. We better get it together.
We,
You know what
we
I'm
better get
saying?
it together. We better. We
Yeah.
better.
We better. Anyway, let's bring in our other host to the show. He is Money, Life, and Business. What's up, brother? What's going on with you, Kobe?
What's popping? Let's get it going. I know tonight is gonna be on and popping. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a
it
lot to
better.
say tonight.
Mm,
So do I. So do I.
so do
I
I.
missed last week's podcast, and man, it was a good one. It was a good one.
It, it actually
Why
really,
was it
really
good,
was.
might I ask?
Yeah, why was it good?
you,
And I hate it because I wanted to be on, but I had to travel to Miami on short notice for my dad, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
family
Then I
first.
when I finally got able to log in, it was 5 minutes, and you guys ended the show, and I'm like, "No, but wait, I wanted to say something." So we need to chime in a little bit about what we spoke about last week, because I have something to
Okay,
say
kick
about
it.
that.
Take it, host. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
So you heard what happened
So-
last week.
So
you know
last
I'm gonna
week, and,
answer.
just okay. So let's just refresh real quick. What happened last week, Jump? Just to recap for those people who are not with us, what did you guys talk about last week? Because I wasn't here. Go ahead.
Red flags. Red
Flags. You
in a
asked.
relationship.
You guys ask the questions, what are considered red flags to you, whatnot. Kobe, you had very good, very, 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 very good. Very.
Let you
But
have it,
Misty
Kobe.
did too. That's the thing. Misty did too. So I'm going to tell you one of my biggest red flags is this. Number one, having your phone on silent all the time. When you get home and your phone goes silent, okay? I don't care. But what I don't like, and I'm going to speak as a woman, and I know women who've done this.
Uh-oh. Someone in trouble.
So I may be on people's shit list, but listen, I keep it 100. It wouldn't be me. Listen, I'm that friend will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So I'm just throwing it out there, okay? And I'm going to tell you my biggest red flag, and I'm going to tell you guys, Kobe, you better not, but I will put you on timeout, and I don't even have the power to, but I will put you on timeout.
Hold on, Kobe. Let's
I
let her
didn't
have the
say
stage.
that.
Hold on, Kobe.
Okay.
Let's
I
have
didn't
the
say
stage.
nothing.
Hold on.
One thing that I cannot stand, if you and your partner, second half, other half, whatever you want to call it, you guys go to sleep. Then all of a sudden, you wake up in the morning and there's pictures of you sleeping in the bed on social media.
What?
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 I ain't
I never
sharing
heard
my
of that.
woman. I'm
Yeah, I
minding
ain't
my
showing my
Hold
bed
on.
anymore.
Hold on, it gets better. I've seen pictures of the person. Let me get no.
That's crazy.
So it's
Yeah,
like
that's nuts.
it's like a selfie. It's like
Catching the moment.
what are you trying to
Yeah,
prove?
hold on.
Who are you trying
Yeah,
to you're supposed to be sleeping. Why would you be you guys are not doing that to me? Because what? You guys don't want to see my face? Okay, it's okay. Let me get the stage all to myself. But you know what? If you're in a relationship and you guys are going to sleep, don't wait for your partner to go to sleep in order for you to post or take pictures of your better half just to prove a point to whomever the hell you need to prove a point to on social media. That to me is a red flag, whether it's coming from a woman or a man. And I've seen it coming from both ends. And if y'all don't show your faces right now, I'm going to exit this building right. Okay? You guys here by yourselves. So don't play with me. Don't play with me. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves. And the other thing that I cannot stand, and it's mind-boggling. You
Is
met
it what?
it's mind-boggling. You met, let's say, you both met your second halves, your other halves, right? And then 6 months later, 7 months later, you're trying to change the person who that person is, or they're vice versa, they're trying to change you, whether it be trying to change where you go, who you hang out with, who you speak to, what time you go out, what time you go to bed, who you talking to, at what. No, it shouldn't be none of that. It shouldn't.
Go ahead. I'm not saying
God.
nothing. I'm just
Oh,
shaking my head.
now I'm not getting the little.
I'm
lady.
usually in accordance
I
with
got.
you. You are a very sensible woman because of the years you have on this earth. If you was younger, you probably wouldn't be feeling that way. I think that. I really do.
I honestly
Hey.
speak, and I have to agree with you, Kobe, because when I was younger, I didn't think that way, you know, and it's great that we're talking about this because this is easily transitioning into today's topic. What would you do? What would you last do different from your last relationship? What would you do now? Me, with the age that I have and the experience that I have, what would I've done? Listen, to be honest with you, I would have just listened.
Gasp. You know why? If you
Yeah.
would have listened, when you was younger,
You know, and I say this now, I never,
you
I've been married.
you'd have
You
got all
know,
the money.
I was married, and
You'd have got all the money.
shit.
Money, 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 money.
And you know what? It's probably true because the person who I've become now has been pieces that I have had to gather myself and from experience, and which brings me to the person I am today. Do I have any regrets? None.
No, you don't.
No.
Nah.
I think women appreciate themselves now. The problem with that is, and I'm gonna tell you from my perspective as a man, a middle-aged man.
Oh,
If
man.
we could get a wise woman like you, um, a wise woman like you without all the bodies, it would be perfect. But bodies usually come with the wisdom that you have. So it's like we suffering.
I will tell you that I don't have a lot of bodies.
I'm not even putting you in it. I'm just saying in general. In general, when a
And
woman,
I will tell you, I was raised by my dad. I
Ooh,
wasn't even raised by my
yeah,
mom.
that's different. That's different.
Okay. And when I tell you that I see men in a whole different perspective than any other women out there, Jump, you know me, you know that I'm hands-on with everything. If I need to get down and dirty and change the oil to my car, my bike, or whatever, I will get down and dirty and do it. But these nails here, they're real. They don't break. I could show you a video of me change when I had my Acura, and the I had oil and gas everywhere, and it was one of the lines, and I went ahead and fixed it. I should have been a man, but I'm not. I'm a woman now. I thank God I'm a woman because I'm strictly dickly. I love dick. Don't get me wrong. So a lot of
Okay.
people think and confuse me that I like lips here. No, no, no. The only lips I got is the only lips I like are the ones on my body, and they're not for women. But I respect, but that's just me. You know, I know that I'm very different, and I think different, and I wish that I could, if I could give an advice to my younger self, it would definitely be shut the fuck up and just listen. Stop being so hard-headed. Compromising is not that bad. And
Interesting.
that was a main problem with me. I never wanted to compromise. I was a hard-headed true Leo. I'm still a true Leo, but not hard-headed no more.
And with that,
Interesting.
subscribe.
Y'all are off the chain.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And you got a point. You got a point there. But Kobe,
I can't
sir,
say that she has a
before
point
we get
there.
into the
Go ahead.
I
topic,
don't have a
before we
point.
forget again,
What's up? Before we get again, what are you talking about? What
I'm
happened,
afraid.
Crash Out?
I'm afraid.
What happened, Crash Out?
Every time I'm afraid, I'm gonna start eating
You
something.
She had a point. Go ahead, say it again. She said she would change. Leave my
No,
lip alone.
I said I would eat something if you guys make me nervous, and I'm gonna eat something.
How the hell I make you nervous? Me?
No, not you.
I was about to say.
I don't make
So-
you nervous, do I?
So Crash Out, what's
I
up?
don't make you nervous.
No.
Crash Out, what's up?
Who?
Inside joke, Tata. His new name is Crash Out.
Him? I must have missed that because I'm like,
Oh, but between last week and this week.
oh Lord.
Go ahead, Crash Out. So what
I
was you
missed
about
what
to
y'all
say?
said there.
Go ahead, Crash Out. What was you about to say?
I was gonna
Go ahead.
say, listen, let's get into the topic. Let's get into our first topic of the day. All right,
What,
Japan.
where has he been? Wait, where
'Cause
have
I
you
can't
been?
hear
We've
y'all
been on
right
this
now. I want
topic.
to- What do you mean?
We are
What I do?
talking about the topic. Let it flow, bro. Let it flow. Crash Out. See, he's crashing out again. Oh my God.
All right, I'm out. Go ahead, Cody. Handle the situation tonight. I'm
Hey,
turning
no.
off my camera tonight.
Send her a
listen.
Crash Out.
But listen, on I have some little notes that I took.
Ooh.
I took notes all this week because I said, "Oh, I'm gonna talk." Oh.
Go ahead. So
That
go
was
ahead.
me.
Spit it.
Okay. So, did you guys see? And Kobe, Jump probably wouldn't have heard this, but did you see the raid that happened in Tampa with the
No.
two church leaders?
No, I didn't. Inform me, ma'am.
PDD all over again.
No.
So David Taylor and Michelle Brannon from the church, their church leader from their leaders of the Kingdom of God Global Church. The FBI raided their mansion in Tampa and picked up Michelle and Taylor, aka the Apostle. He was arrested in North Carolina. Let me read you the charges, if I may.
Please.
You ready?
I'm listening.
Forced labor, money laundering, a multi-million-dollar conspiracy, abuse, control, kidnapping, starving, threatening. They were living an extravagant lifestyle. When I tell you the lavish spendings, there was 7 Rolls Royce parked in the driveway with 9, I think it was 7, and each one had a red bow on it. The helicopters were flying over the mansion, and you see, the FBI all over the place and stuff like that, and everybody's looking inside the Rolls Royce, brand new, off the lot. Okay? Did you hear about that, Sir Jump?
Nah, I didn't hear about that. When did that happen?
Yesterday.
Get out of here. Wow, that's
No,
crazy.
It's been all over the news. All over the news.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Also, they are being charged for unpaid labor to these people, especially the apostle, the guy, which is David Taylor.
Unpaid
Um,
labor. What does that mean?
David Taylor, that's his name.
No, I'm saying, what do you
He's
mean?
related
by
to Dr.
unpaid
David
labor?
Banner.
So David Taylor and Michelle Brennan. He is very well known in the Christian community, and
I wouldn't know no. I wouldn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about that.
well, meaning, well, I kind of sort of, you know who did the leak?
Who?
Trinity Broadcasting send the FBI information that they were money laundering. But when they went to the home in the raid, that's when they found all these workers or followers of the church that had to meet a quota. And until their quota was met, they were not allowed to leave the premises and they were being starved.
Get out of here. That's nuts.
It's crazy.
So they were laundering money and they starved the people. Sounds like a party to me.
Yes. But you know what the funny part is? Jump. If you look at their faces or their pictures, you'll know who I'm talking about. We've seen YouTube videos on them.
I got to check that out, man. I didn't hear about that one. Whoa.
And I knew you wouldn't because it was local. It was here. And then, of course, the one that's nationwide. You guys have been following. Have you guys seen that truck driver that killed those people that he did the illegal U-turn?
Yeah. What's up with that?
I see that one. Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah.
I've been sending you all the updates. So this guy, listen, this is not the first time this guy has done this. He's done this in another state. But it was, I don't even know what happened, but nobody died, but they did get injured. The company who issued the guy's license is somewhere in California. If you have a California CDL, Texas CDL license, and there's somebody else, I don't know what, you're not allowed to enter into Florida without or with that CDL. They won't let you because every way station here now, not only that, because of that incident, now all the way stations in Florida have ICE. They're checking immigrations, they're checking papers, they're checking documents, and they're picking up people as they speak. When I tell you the shit has hit the fan with this guy, and yesterday, Kobe, did you see that bad accident on I-95 with the semi?
No, I wasn't paying attention to that.
So last night they shut down I-95. There was a 15-car pileup with a semi truck.
What?
Right before Hollandale.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Downtown.
It's been crazy.
That's crazy.
Listen, I don't know if it's in the vaccine, in the water, or what the hell.
Those people?
But everything has been going crazy. Okay, just like there was a mass shooting yesterday in a church, in that school. Did you not see it either?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I've been studying. I have a very.
You guys live in a bubble.
Exam. I'm in a bubble until the end of next week. Yes, I'm
you know what? I can't even lie because if you see behind me, I'm in a bubble too. So I'm still at my work desk. I haven't stopped.
Exactly.
So I get it.
And that's crazy. Kobe, sir, please.
How can I help you, Crash?
For heaven's sake.
Yeah, please, for heaven's sake, shut up, Tata. You know what? I'm gonna shut myself up. I'm gonna stuff my mouth.
Nobody told you to stop talking, you good. Go ahead. What's up, Crash? How can I help you?
You know what? Let's talk about Japan and play that clip for me, please, sir. Let's talk about Japan and the population in Japan. The older people are dying. Yeah. And they're not producing to keep up with the population. And it's crazy. When Kobe gets a minute, he's gonna put that up. But think about it. You figure Japan, you know, China has a big population, but Japan doesn't. And why is that? We're gonna find out in a minute, y'all. And Tata, you did real good, Tata. But I gotta add to your thing. The other day in Washington, somewhere in Washington State, no, in California, there was firefighters, and they were turning off the fires, and ICE went in there and arrested 2 firefighters while they were shutting off the fire of the house.
You're lying.
So this, nah, it was in the news. That one I heard, and I said, "Holy crap! What the heck? What's going on here?"
That's
So
crazy.
ICE is out there, man. ICE is definitely out there. Tata, what are they saying up in the comments while Kobe get in the video for us? What the heck is that? You don't see the comments, girl? Oh, here we come. You're too late.
Last
y'all,
Wednesday, Japan's Internal Affairs Ministry published new data showing that the number of Japanese nationals fell by over 900,000 people in 2024, the biggest annual drop on record, marking the 16th year that the Japanese population has fallen. This was due to a record low number of births, around 690,000, and a record high number of deaths.
So look at the number. That was in 2024. That's a lot of people. And they're talking about, wow. What they saying there, Tata?
It says 690,000 births and 1.5 million deaths. But this was right before COVID, because I know a lot of people died during COVID.
Yeah, Kobe, was that by COVID? Because COVID wiped a lot of people out, man.
But that said 2014, 2020.
224. Yeah, that was. But COVID is still out there, man. It's just crazy. And those numbers are crazy. What are they doing in Japan, man? They're not,
No, this is current.
That said 2014, That's what?
Yeah, that was. But COVID is still out there. You got feedback, Kobe. Those numbers are crazy. What are they doing in Japan, man? They're not,
No, this is current.
That's what?
So that's just nuts. And
Now-
that's coming, and and it's gonna happen here in the
But-
United States.
But you know what? But I'm sorry. I remember as me being a young lady.
Yeah, those numbers are current.
I remember that at one point, was it China or Japan that they had a restriction on how many kids you could have, and they
I
told
believe
them,
that was China. Mhm.
and they told them, for you doing this, when it gets to the point where life expands, what is that word? Life expandancy,
Expansion.
or whatever it's called, whatever the life is, when that expires, there's not going to be a lot of people left. So what's going to happen? What are you going to do? Reopen? And they said no, they weren't going to think about that. They were going to cross that bridge when it gets there. We're here.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We're here.
With
Look at
all
that.
this stuff going on. Japan, number one, Japan is very small anyway. It's not as big as China. China is the big dog. But you figure Japan, it
But
should
is
be
it
up there. The
China
numbers
or-
should be up there.
Was it Japan or China
This is
that
Japan.
had that rule?
This is Japan. But China's the one that had that rule. Because they were multiplying so much.
Because
And
they
now
fuck like
Japan,
rabbits. Sorry.
yeah. Well, it must be something the egg food young or something. I don't know. But they have a bunch of babies. a bunch of babies. But they're not the only country that has a bunch of babies, though. There's a lot of countries that have a bunch of babies and whatnot. You see, like my boy Stitch said today, you'll see one in the arm, you see one walking, one she's pushing the stroller, and she got one in the oven. So yeah, I ain't gonna say who, but that's what he said to me today. Shout out to Stitch, shout out to Tree, Stitch. Who else we got on here? Who else we got here?
I'm looking. I don't see
Right.
anybody on
All
right
right,
now.
here we go. Here we go. I'll put it up. Read the comments.
Oh, you went there, bro.
All the
From
time.
Patron Freeman.
And Patel Freeman, shout out to him. And what he said here, he was active.
Oh, I see it now. I see Stitch. He's saying he's making fun of Crash Out, calling you Crash Out.
I'm not Crash Out. I'm just having a bad internet day. That's all. It's
Right,
fixed.
right,
Mhm.
right.
Don't I
We'll
look
say
good
that.
today? Okay, well, yeah, I'm sticking to my story.
You keep on wearing that
I'm
hat,
sticking
and
to
every time you wear that hat, I'm gonna remind you that my nephew
Listen, this is
whooped that ass.
yeah, man. Yeah, he's doing real good, man. Go ahead and tell the people who he is for the people that don't know who your
So for
nephew
those that
is.
don't know and you guys are not watching, my nephew is a baseball player. He plays for the Los Angeles Angels. He's a shortstop, number 9, Zach Neto. That is my nephew. Check him out. Don't sleep on him. Guys, he's on fire. He's already
He's
broken
definitely on
records.
fire.
He is. When they went to when they played the Dodgers, they swept them. Swept them. Did I
Hey, what was the
say
score?
sweep?
You said SWAT.
Swept. When I said swept, we swept your ass Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sir.
While Kobe's still looking for that thing, let me ask you a question. So we were going
I'm
to the
not looking
second
for
one.
it.
I
We're
know
not
you ain't
playing
looking.
it.
So we got a
Whatever.
question. So we got a
All right, go
question
for it.
from. We have a question from. Let's see, Tree. Shouldn't old people die?
Of
Actually,
course, old
yes.
people should not.
But
But
eventually
at
they'll
the
die,
same
and
time,
I guess he's referring to Japan. And yes, everybody eventually dies out, and when the population is not there to recuperate those lives that are lost, that's what I don't know what China and Japan are thinking, but I know they're in serious population
Decline.
crisis.
So the main thing with China, well, it's not China at this point. It is with Japan. They are experiencing they have 1 million people dying. Actually, they have 1.4 million dying every year, and they're only birthing 600,000. So the people dying is outpacing the number of people being born. And that's the problem. And actually, in the United States, that is starting to happen now, because before, the average 30 years ago, actually 40 years ago, the average of parents having children was around 4.5. So 4.5 kids being born. Now they're at 1.5. So we're going to get to the point where that happens to us. And also, the age of us having children now is going up from, it was it was earlier on. It was 25. Now it's almost up to 32.
I know that there was
Wow.
a study, and it was on the news not too long ago, that they're saying that the back in our era, in like let's say Gen X, because I'm a Gen
I'm
X
Gen X.
era, we would all have kids, if not by the second one in their 20s. Okay, that was that era. Okay,
Exactly.
now there's 20s and 30-year-olds that refuse to have kids because they don't have the stability, they don't have the right partner, they don't feel that they're ready yet, and they see the whole change. So the whole population of wherever it's coming from, like the 30s and 20 generations that are coming out, these kids are like, no. I've seen
You
my
know what?
parents struggle. I'm not doing it.
You know why?
Why?
And I'm gonna tell you why. It's nothing but.
Yeah, I like to hear this one.
It's nothing
Here we
but.
go.
No, I'm being totally honest. And I'm not crashing out. It's nothing but selfishness. Nowadays, they think that you're supposed to actually go and travel and experience the world, and why would you put that toll on your body by having a
So many
child
kids.
and recreating? And what they don't realize, and this is no, and I can speak for the United States, that that the lifestyle that they're wishing and they're saying should be normal is made for a certain how can I put it? Well, basically for the rich. The rich travel,
For the
and
rich.
and the rich travel, and they have vacations, and they leave whenever they want to, and
Hmm.
they decide that I'm not gonna have those children. Actually, and they're wrong, because rich people normally have about 4 kids. They can afford it.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
True.
people want to go and travel the world and go on $5,000 trips. Actually, more than $10,000 trips. 5,000 just for the airfare, because they want to go first class. And children don't fit into that. But what they don't realize, if they don't have, when you get older, if you don't have children, there's no one to take care of you.
Tell me about it.
True. True.
So
True.
the
Talk about a baby
that the selfishness that they're doing, or rather that they're displaying, is going to get them and bite them in the ass later on. So
It
that's
makes
the world
sense.
we in.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But then that's why the population is going down.
Well, yes, that is exactly the case. The population, well, no, it's remaining steady, because there's still places that are, um, people are being born out of. Let's be honest. Wedlock is
But
not a thing anymore.
it's not.
Mm-mm.
Wedlock is not a thing anymore,
No.
and people are making it harder for themselves. See, the stereotype of wedlock, of marriage, and when I say stereotype, I mean the thought pattern, as in why people get married and what happened, and everyone is worried about self.
Hmm.
And being as we are worried about self and not worried about the future, because if you're worried about self, you're worried about now. The future comes later, and that's not something that you have to deal with until it happens. um Everyone is suffering. The children are suffering, and even the people, and what they're doing is burdening the people that are born after. They think that they have no children, and they expect that people that are born later on are supposed to take care of them. But they didn't give anything to them in order to. Basically, there's no reciprocation. And it's just, that's what we're dealing with right now, at least in the Western Hemisphere, because the family, the aspect of family is just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
That's crazy. And you got a point though, and that's what's happening right now in this world. It's a lot of craziness, and that's one of them. Tata, you're giving me that side eye. What do you have to say to him?
I just want. I was
like you
just
wanna say
looking at
something.
you to see what were you looking at. Why were you looking down for so long?
He's on his phone
You know
texting
what?
somebody.
Let me find out.
I
Did you
wasn't
or
on
someone-
Crash out.
Can you please put him on timeout for a second?
Crash out.
I'm gonna put myself time out right now. Hey,
There
hey.
you go.
So I ain't going nowhere. Nah, I was actually bringing up the thing to see what Kobe was actually being true, and he's actually
Tata.
true. So thumbs up to
Let's
to
leave
him.
Cash. Let's leave Crash out alone. So
Okay.
let's go to what have we kind of got into it, kind of sorta in the beginning when you was discussing some of the red flags. But what would you have done differently in your relationship? Your previous relationships, what would you have done differently now that you are older and you can reflect on it? I can honestly
Don't
tell
tell
you,
lies.
there's a lot of things that I feel I would have done a whole lot differently. A whole lot. Especially the man aspect. Because my upbringing, I saw masculinity through my uncles. I didn't have someone in the house, and I was in a house early on full of women. So there was a lot of femininity that I saw and that I took into myself, that I had to beat out of myself growing up, knowing that it was not something that should be done. And then later on experiencing the fact that masculinity was needed in order to have a successful life, whether you're male or female. And now reflecting on that, many times I look at situations and then I have a different thought pattern as to what will be the solution to a lot of things. But Data, let's talk to you. You the female on the panel. I know you basically
Well, I
thought about
already,
it.
I did touch a little bit, and I said, one of the things I would have done different was, to listen. I
Absolutely.
have,
That's
and
number one.
yeah, that's number one, was to listen. I wish I would have just
Mhm.
listened when he was trying to tell me what I was doing wrong, and I was doing this. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. But then I
You so
realized,
wise.
and it sucks that I say this, but then I realized, you know what, you're right. One of the second things that recently happened, or has recently happened in the last 10 years. I only have one son, one child, okay? And my son passed away 10 years ago, okay? Because of that, I have developed a sense of needing to mother you. Do you get me? Do you follow me?
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Like,
yeah,
get
yeah.
I don't want to come off. I've been told, stop being my mom. I already have a mom. Okay.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's the type. Okay. And then I didn't understand why they were saying that and why they were saying that. And it was because I was like a mom. Did you eat? Did you sleep? Does your head hurt? Does your stomach hurt? Are you okay? Do you need money? Do you need anything from the store? I'm going to go to the store. Do you want anything to eat? Like it was just so much that it got to the point that it started to it made I made the person feel like I was their second mom, that I wasn't their other half, that I was their mom. And I wish I wouldn't have done that. But I caught myself not only with my partner.
Sounds
but
like caring to me.
It
Yeah,
is,
me
and
too.
it comes off
But
wrong.
to a certain point.
To a certain point. To a
Mhm.
certain point. Okay? Because listen, I could care for you all you want. All I want. But if you're telling me, hey, Tata, stop. And I'm like, no, but I need you to eat.
Okay.
Because look, if you don't eat, this is
Becomes
going to
annoying.
happen and this
Becomes
and this
annoying.
and this.
Mhm.
It's fucking
It becomes like-
annoying.
It becomes kind of like what's that word I'm looking for?
Overprotecting?
Overprotecting. Yeah, overprotecting. And
Overbearing.
it becomes a nuisance. It becomes a nuisance when somebody tells you all the time, "Hey, did you eat?" Nah, I'll eat later. But the food is done. Yo, I'll eat later. But it's gonna get cold. If just for example, that if
Right.
you do that too much to a person every day,
And
it becomes
me,
annoying, man.
and with
I don't
me,
know.
that's my thing. But I'm a Leo. I'm a very lovable person. I'm a very affectionate person too. And if I don't get that same vibe from you, I'll be like, what's wrong? Why aren't you loving me back? Did I do something? Why
you.
are you not reacting the way I want you to react? So those are my things that I would have changed. And before I go even further, I'm going to stop because Love, Peace, and Happiness chimed in. Hi, everybody that's listening in and chiming in. We've got a lot. Love and Peace and Happiness says she'll walk the other way.
But wait a minute. That could be a problem if you're walking away, because then that means the next relationship you have, you will do the same thing. So you got to break the cycle. That's why the title says, what have you done different? So if you keep on doing the same thing over and over and over, you're not changing the pattern. So that could be kind of dangerous. Am I right?
Maybe this is what she would have done different. Maybe she was supposed to walk away and she didn't, and she stuck around for whatever reason. And now she's saying, if I could have done anything different, what would you have done? She said, I would have walked away. Love, peace, and happiness. If we're not understanding that, please correct me if I'm wrong. That's me understanding what she read or what she wrote, but I could be wrong. Let's see what she says. But
let's wait for her. So I'm gonna
Tree Parker also posted, I wouldn't have dated her. Not shade. I miss the friendship at times.
That's
moving
a good
right
one.
along.
I don't know.
Nah. We don't talk about that one. Nah.
Espérate,
No one say
espérate un momentico porque
Yeah.
yo no entiendo nada.
Okay,
Espérate
well,
un
gracias to you
momentico.
too. So I wouldn't have dated her. Say it
I
again, Tata.
wouldn't have dated her. Not shade. I miss the friendship.
Yeah. So what I was
Moving right
saying
along.
was, I got you, Tree.
Tree, got you, Tree.
Yeah, you
I got you,
Tree.
Tree.
Next.
I'm gonna
leave
let that one
alone.
go. We're not gonna push that. So, how's the weather we're having?
And you know, and you
It's
know what?
amazing over here.
So,
To go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
so Tata,
Yeah.
following along on what you said, I don't know. See, I'm from a different walk of life, and what you said was sounding like things that I was missing. So it wouldn't have been an issue, but I do get how it probably would have been an issue to somebody that probably had it before or whatever.
You know
but-
why it's not an issue to you?
And why is
This
that?
is not happening
Because
to
you're
him.
not Hispanic.
No, I grew
No,
up.
Tata. No,
Yes.
Tata.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
No way.
Because if he would have been a Hispanic, I would have annoyed him. Me doing all those
Negative.
things to him.
Negative.
All the
Negative.
Hispanics.
I do get what you're saying. You're saying in the Hispanic realm that he got that when he was growing up from his mother. So because of that, you're thinking that he would be like, you know what? I don't need that no more. But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna put it to you this way: I had the total opposite. So it didn't really have nothing to do about the culture. It had to do with people's situations.
Yeah.
And
Just like
due
Go
to
ahead.
people's situations, things like that, it's different. It's just different. But go ahead, continue.
Another thing, and now that you mention it, one of the things that I did want to say was it's I don't do it to motherly anybody, but I'm old school. I was raised by my dad. And I know what a man likes and don't like.
He taught you correctly.
He did. And he also taught me not to depend on no motherfucking man and to be independent as fuck.
That was horrible. So
Wait a
I
minute.
understand.
Why would it be
I
horrible?
actually have
Because a man does the same thing.
No.
A man does the same
You know
thing.
why he did
A
that?
woman is
You know
not
why?
a man.
No.
I
You know
know
why
that.
he did that? No. And I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying I am a man, and he's not saying it either. But you know why he did that? You know why? Because he
I
didn't
know
want
exactly
no
why.
man to come
Take
into my life and
advantage.
try to
And
take
take
advantage of me,
advantage.
or try to talk to me about something that I wouldn't know and try to, like, you can't come at me with mechanics, upholstery, none of that. None of that.
I get it.
Upholstery, everything
get it.
mechanical, anything, like, I'm a hands-on female. A
get
hands-on
it.
female. You know, sometimes people be like, damn, is that
You telling me you don't know how to
straight?
change a flat? You don't know how to change a flat?
I do.
Tata,
And
I
I
know
won't
what you
even
mean.
break a nail.
I know what you mean, and I know what it was. I actually had, well, he's not my friend at all anymore, but
Kobe.
he has
Kobe.
a female. I don't give a rat's ass about him.
Kobe.
So he
No,
has
let
a
me tell you.
female. He has a female. Actually, he had daughters, and his daughters he's teaching to not be. He's teaching his daughters to not be reliant on their man, but in also saying that she doesn't need a man because she has a father that will take care of him. But here's the thing: when you do that, you are counterproductive because you're teaching her to be independent of a man. If a woman, the way she's built, isn't dependent on a man and she doesn't need him, she won't have him around. She just won't. She absolutely won't. Just because of the thought pattern and the lizard brain in the woman, that's just not something they do.
In my mind, and I will tell you, and this is only me, in my opinion only, a man is something I want. It's not something I need. That's the difference.
Exactly. And if a woman doesn't need her, need him, it's disposable. So in essence, your father was teaching you, no disrespect, but basically, yeah, you can have him around, but due to your nature, eh,
No, 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 because let me tell you something. Now I'm going to go to the other side of Tata. Okay.
okay.
This is the side that
Oh Lord.
everybody's like, oh, Tata, oh, Tata, oh, Tata, oh, Tata. And anybody that knows me knows where to get the information from the source, from the horse's mouth. When Tata's a part of your life, I'm an old school woman. Soon as your man gets home, dinner should be ready on the table. Okay? Clothes washed, house clean, kids fed.
And in
If
bed.
it's not done at that time, by the time he gets home and he wants to help and participate, that's fine. But old school people, the women took care of that, and the men went out and worked.
And bust their goddamn ass.
And the women, all they had to do was shut their mouth and deal with the stuff at home, deal with the house and kids. The man brings home the money. That was back in the day, old school. Now
But you don't see that no more. Yeah, you don't see that no more.
no more. Now
Because
it's,
you gotta remember.
you don't do for me, I don't do for you. It's 50-50-50. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm going to spoil my man, and I'm going to make sure that my man knows that he's very well appreciated and he's going to be taken care of because he's with me. Okay? He's around me. Hell, I even gone so to the point that I have done this like for my own very good friends. Take care of their clothes, wash their clothes, take care of whatever that needs to be taken care of at the moment, you know. But women nowadays are so different and so difficult.
But that also has to do with what's going on with life right now. You know, with the rents being so high, with the food costs up the roof, car insurance, mortgage, and everything. That has a lot to do also with what's going on in the world, and that's why a woman can't stay home like back in the days. Back in the
No,
days,
they
the rent
can't.
was $135.
Of
Anybody
course.
can afford that, especially
There's
today,
no
and then some.
way. There's no way right now anybody could just one parent working and one parent staying home unless that other parent that's working is making over $100,000 a year. 100. Yes, I said it, $100,000 a year. Okay? Because if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna talk about expenses, food alone, fuck that rent.
Shoot, gas
Okay.
also,
Gas
everything.
is not that bad. Gas is normalizing over here.
Insurance,
You know,
gas,
over here
nails,
it's
haircuts.
up here is $290. Go bald. You'll save some money.
Well, you
Did you really say haircuts? Did you really say gas and
I said-
haircuts?
listen,
Yeah,
haircuts
haircut.
right now.
So you
are
telling me? So you
$50.
telling me you can't cut your own goddamn hair?
Listen, I'm
He
not
doesn't
that
get
talented.
cut.
No,
with
you
my
didn't
goddamn
Braids
hair.
anyway.
You're
What I'm
part of the
saying is-
problem. You're part of the problem because
Why am I
that
part of
the
the
reason
problem?
why you know why? Because
Why?
the reason why we can't keep women inside the house is because we don't make enough. And we don't
But
make
why-
enough because most of the men, well, I'm not going to say most. There's two things. There's a focus on doing what you have to do in order to make enough for your wife to stay home to take care of your kids. And the other
But you a
thing is,
caveman. You a
like I
caveman.
said,
Hold on,
are you gonna
Pop.
let me?
You-
You gonna let me
go
talk?
ahead.
You gonna
Go
let me
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go
thank
ahead,
you.
sir.
Thank you, Crash Out. So the other thing is the second part of it is living the lifestyle like you rich. How the hell you making $25 or $30 an hour going on $5,000 trips every 3 months and think that you're gonna maintain that lifestyle in order to? You cannot maintain that type of lifestyle. That is a rich lifestyle in which you're traveling and going places and doing things, which Instagram and Facebook has shown that that's what people want to do. That's the problem. If we go back to maybe one trip a year with the family and then living inside our means, we will not have to worry about a woman saying that, you know what, you're not making me happy. I need more. It would not happen that way.
But
It
that's
just
why
wouldn't.
she go and get a job. Because in a relationship or anything, it's 50-50. Like I was saying, back
No,
in
it's
the days,
not.
it was
It's
a lot
100,
easier.
100. It's 100, 100. I'm giving her 100% of me, and she's giving herself 100%
Are
to
you talking
me.
about finances? Or are you talking about just a relationship period? Because
I
it's
mean a
all
relation. I
different.
mean a marriage. A marriage. I'm talking in marriage. I'm not talking about in the demonic thing that people are doing nowadays, where they're just shacking up. I'm talking about in marriage. You're supposed to give 100.
People are staying together just so they could afford to live under.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so
But
expensive
y-
out here, bro.
no,
It's so
it's
expensive.
not. It's what
It
you,
is expensive.
you're not supposed to be living the way you live if it's so expensive. It's ridiculous if you think that you need to be going on trips for $1,000 every month, or a $5,000 trip every 3 months, and then trying to keep that type of lifestyle. That's for the rich. If you're not rich and you're not going to dedicate yourself to being rich and get into that lifestyle, no, stop doing it halfway. It's either you're going to dedicate yourself to get out of that $30 to $40 an hour circumference of middle class, live middle class, and stop trying to be a rich person. No, no,
I
absolutely
understand
not.
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying when you saying is don't act like you're rich or whatever. But my
It's not
point
act
is
like you rich. It's don't do things that rich do when you a middle class human being.
okay, but what I'm saying is the regular people that don't go and don't go on vacations 5-6 times a year. Maybe they go on vacation once a year or even once every 2 years. Some people know what I'm trying to say. The comedy right now is so
does that?
expensive that
does that?
one.
Why they got to
What are
go
you
to a
talking about?
comedy show? Why they got to go to a comedy show?
Well, it's like a comedy show out there,
No, I'm
working and
asking you a
some whole-
question. Why do you have to go to a comedy show? A comedy show or Roof Chris?
But why not?
Roof Chris is
Why
like
not?
300
But why
because you're not, because Roof Chris was made for people that have money, and as a
So
middle
you telling
class
me you
person,
can't
you
go
don't
out to
have
eat?
money.
Are you telling me you don't go out
Yes,
to
there's
eat?
McDonald's, there's Wendy's.
And McDonald's is expensive right now. For
Nah,
a Big
not-
Mac meal
I-
is almost $15, and that's here in
So-
the United States.
No,
two
that's
people
over
have to
there in
work.
Washington.
That's
So
almost
you tell-
$50.
No, that's over
So
there.
you telling me-
$50 is over there in
Are-
Washington, not here.
Are
Sorry.
you
How
telling
much is a
me
Big Mac meal? How much is a Big Mac meal?
it doesn't matter? It's still $15 is not enough to say that two people in the house got to work.
Everybody got to pitch in. That's what it's called.
No,
Family.
absolutely
That's why it's
not.
called family.
Absolutely
Your wife
not.
goes to work.
You a
You go to
man,
work.
figure
She
it
may want
out.
some things. You may want some things. She may want a car. You may want a car. You
there
want a
you
big
go.
house.
There you go.
Back in the
You
days.
just said
Back
it.
in the days,
You
it was
just
fine
said it.
because it was affordable.
Because it was
Right now,
one
it's
car.
not affordable.
Back
man.
in the
It's not
days, it was
affordable. I need a
back-
job like Kobe. Then shit.
First of all, don't use me because I'm the exception to the rule. I bust my ass and went to school and I worked at the same time. So you can't use me.
Listen,
What I'm telling you
how
is
many-
the
how
normal
many
person.
people have done that, men and women? How many people
They
have
didn't
done that?
figure
Went
it
to
out.
school and went to work on their own.
Oh
and they
no,
did
no,
it.
no! I bust
They can
my
tell
ass.
you also.
I
they
bust
can tell
my
you
ass.
also that it was hard as
Yes,
hell.
it is. Absolutely.
Hard as
It
hell.
still is.
And
It's
why
hard
is it
in the
hard as
beginning.
hell? Because
It's hard in the
it is
beginning.
hard outside. It's hard out in those streets.
Okay. So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that it's hard in those streets, and everybody in the house has to work, has to pitch in.
No, they don't.
That was saying.
My woman does
that-
not have to work. She doesn't have to work. She works because she wants to work. She does not have to work. She decided she has to work.
Well, some people could do that. Some people could do that. But in depending who you are and what situation you're in, you have to have the man and the wife.
My woman will
work.
not have to work. My woman will not have
the
to
man
work.
and the wife does. Hold on, Jump. No, listen to yourself. You keep on saying no. The man and the wife need to go to work.
They don't.
No, because if
Then
the
who
Living
works?
in
man,
means.
because if
And
the
who stays
man
home?
gets a job that could afford his whole family, not just himself, okay? Because as a man, and you pick up a family, now you have to provide for that family as a man, okay? Yes, the woman can help, but that's not her obligation. The obligation comes from the man. The woman's obligation is to love, to stand by, and to help with the kids at home and make sure that he's fed, to make sure everything is good and stuff like that. That is what's normal. What you're saying is what's going on in this world, and you, my dear, just adapted it to it. A lot of people won't adapt to it. Old school people won't adapt.
Brother,
No,
Brother.
way.
Old
No
people won't
way.
adapt.
Listen,
brother.
to survive. All right?
Survive.
To survive.
That's the point.
Why
What you're
have
You
saying
have
is
to
the
have
point.
everybody in the household working.
No,
One
you
person
don't.
can't
No.
work.
not
I don't.
and afford
unless
what's
you don't
going
have a
on today.
career? That
I don't.
only happens when you don't have a career.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't. You
I'm
gotta
sorry.
have a career, Jump.
You
can't
have to have a
j-
career.
These
If you
people
don't
out
have a
here have
career-
a job.
If you don't have a career,
You have to have a skill.
you can't, then you shouldn't have a family. Plain and simple. And I'm keeping it
can't.
as real as I possibly
You
can.
can't say that also because things
Yes.
happen. I mean, people.
No.
No, it
people
doesn't
fall in
happen.
love and-
You
No.
control
and-
yourself.
No, if
Fall
you
in
can't
love,
have a
fuck love.
career, then you can't have a family. Because if you can't have a career, you can't
Love.
afford a family.
Now, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. Everybody in the house has to work. man.
Why, if we're giving you
Because-
data that makes sense, why would you stick to your guns? That doesn't make sense.
'Cause
Because
he's
logically,
comfortable.
it doesn't make sense. Logically, it doesn't make sense, Jump. If somebody, and I'm not even
How does
using
it
you.
not make sense, Kobe? How does it not make sense where everybody got to work? Everybody in
No,
the
they
house
don't.
got to work.
They
You
don't.
don't.
Y'all both saying
don't.
no, but yeah. This is not back in the 70s. This is not back
Exactly.
in the 80s.
Exactly. We're
This
in
is
2025.
to 3,000. Things are getting super expensive.
2025. How about
Young.
this? All you got to do is get a skill that is in high demand. No matter what, in any age that you're at, whether it was
Yup.
the 80s, the 90s, the 20s, if you
Correct.
are in something, you find something to do that everyone needs, and then once you do it,
Shoot.
you become good at it. That's it.
Negative. Listen,
It's
listen.
not hard.
Everybody should go to work. Everybody. If the 7 or the 10-year-old or the 13-year-old
I want my kid
talk and walk,
to be watched
shit,
by that
he's
woman.
getting the job too. Everybody's getting the job. Everybody.
And
I don't care.
who's raising the kids?
Hey, Jump. Exactly.
Who's raising the
Okay,
kids?
let me say this. Let me say
The
this. Let me get
daycare?
out of the story.
That's why this
Unfortunately,
that's why this world
the
is so
daycares
fucked up.
do
You know
gotta
why?
have
No.
kids
And
in
hey,
it
Jump, and
because
this is
one
and
parent
no,
is working
listen to
when
me.
the two parents should be working,
No.
and they
No.
alternate.
No,
They
No.
alternate.
No.
One of them during the day, one of
I
them during the night.
no.
it won't
What
work.
world are you guys
Listen.
living in?
Listen, in
I'm
the
living
world
in
that
this
we're
world.
living
What
in.
the
Listen,
hell
Linda,
wrong with you?
I'm gonna
No.
start giving timeouts to y'all because what they saying in the
Time
comments.
out because you
Somebody gotta
thinking
be
it out.
agreeing with Jumpstart. Somebody gotta
No
be.
romance without finance.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tree.
Thank
Thank you, Tree.
Nothing
No
from
romance.
nothing leads to nothing. You got to have
In
something.
other words,
if
no,
you
you
wanna be
shouldn't be.
with that
If you
person.
can't, no.
Man,
What
get
his
outta
what
here. You
his
crazy.
comment means? His comment means. You know what his comment means?
What I
His
say,
comment-
if you don't have
Let
a
him say
career, then you can't afford a
His
family.
comment means if you can't afford to have sex, don't have sex. That's
Wait
what that
a
means.
minute.
You
Wait a
have
minute.
to pay to have sex. Is not free.
Nothing in life is free. Exactly
All
what I'm
right
saying. Not
All
even
right
a
then.
roof over your head.
So don't have kids if you can't afford them.
and
Flag on
the
the
good
play.
thing, a lot of women
Flag.
I know, a lot of women that I know, and including Tata, you don't work. Everybody that I know works, and they're women. Everybody I know works, and there's
You're
You
nothing
need
not-
to
wrong with that.
expand your brain.
Listen, I need you to stop and I need you to just listen to what I have to say for 1 minute. And maybe this way,
Go
if
for
I
it.
break it down Barney style to you, maybe you'll understand it better. So I'm going to go this method. Okay. All right. And by the way, Tree's saying, wow, Kobe is absolutely correct.
That's what I'm blocking them.
So, Tree, you won't be blocked, I promise.
Starting today, Tree, I'm gonna block you
Tree,
from
you're
my
not
phone.
going to be blocked. Now, listen to this.
Joking.
Okay. Do you know why we live in such a fucked up world? And I hate to, please excuse my French.
I can imagine.
That
but
was
let me
English.
say what I think
hold
while
on,
we live in.
Hold on. I'm only asking one person. Jump. You
Yeah,
tell
ask
me,
me.
why do we live in such a fucked up world? Why do you think?
Because things have changed. Things will never get better for us.
Why?
America was never great for us.
Why?
We had a struggle from the very beginning in
Hold
slavery.
on. Stop.
And we still,
You said America was
we
never
still
great for us?
struggling.
So you
because
telling me America ain't
Wait,
great now?
Stop. You're saying America
America
was
is not
for
great,
us?
bro. America
Are
is
you
not
freaking
great.
get
So why
the
are you here?
opportunity
Why are
you
you
have
here?
now?
Man, do
Listen,
not get me started on this.
Hold on.
Do not get me started.
Hold on. Hold
Go
on.
ahead, let him finish.
Hold
Tata.
on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
I see him
Let
get.
me
I
explain
need
myself.
to see where this is going. Go ahead.
America is not great. America is good. It's the land of the free, yes. And there's people that fought for us to have our rights. Yes. But let me say this. When was America ever great for us? When have
Now.
we
Well,
where
Now.
have we been
hold on.
where have we been equal? When have we ever been equal?
Oh God.
I don't
Okay.
want to be equal
We
to
would
nobody.
never been
Listen.
equal.
What does that have to do with
Linda.
anything?
Job
Listen,
because
Linda.
the color of your skin, you can't get that
Okay,
job.
let him finish,
Bro.
Tata. Tata, let him finish. Tata, let him finish. Go ahead, please. Finish.
So
Finish, Jump.
it's
Crash out.
it's America. America's never been great for us, so that's why it's so hard for us. We don't own nothing. A lot of us don't own nothing. A lot of us work for the
Tell
stuff.
me when
Yeah,
you finish. Tell me
I'm
when
done.
you finish.
I'm done. I'm done. Because y'all two
Now
is
is no. I want you to finish what you got to say because I got
No,
a
I'm good. Go
rebuttal.
ahead.
I do got a rebuttal too.
Here we go. Right
Okay, here we
now,
go.
I'm letting
Donald
you
Trump
know
supporters. Donald Trump supporters. Go ahead.
that has nothing to do with the fact that right now we
Did you
are
just-
in a we are in a session of a history that everyone has a chance to become a millionaire. This has not ever occurred in the history of the United States. Everybody,
What?
we have a chance because of the internet. Because of the internet,
Okay,
to
because of the internet.
to sell something and become a billionaire. A billionaire. If you decide not to invest that time in learning how to work it and work the system, that is on you. We have things now that previous generations had no opportunity whatsoever. So yes, you're right. 400 years. But you know what? I'm not worried. My skin is not going to hurt me right now because I can make a website and sell a product and they don't even know the color of me. I could be purple.
But
Purple.
that's being free. That's not saying America is great. That's just saying you free. You free to do
No
what you
other
want to do.
place you can do this.
And you're right. There's no other place you can do that. That's why I say America is good. I didn't say America was great. It's never been great. Tata, you go ahead, Tata.
The opportunity to become a billionaire isn't great.
It is great to be a billionaire. It's great.
No, the
But how
opportunity
come-
to do the
how
work
come-
to become a billionaire.
But
Not
how
to become
come-
a billionaire.
How come there's other countries that don't have to pay health insurance? It's free. As long as you work and you pay your taxes, is free there. Why we got to pay so much in healthcare? So much
All
in
right,
healthcare.
you know what? Let me explain something to you. The government doesn't owe me goddamn thing. You know why? You know why? Although I pay my taxes, and you think that, oh well, you pay your taxes, you should have free healthcare. No, that's for the roads. That's for my sewage. That's for that's for my garbage to be picked up. I'm fine with that. I can go and get a bike, or I could walk and then go on my app, my phone, my goddamn phone, my phone. And this has nothing to do with Trump. I can go on my phone, sign up for Instacart, sign up for Uber Eats, and work, delivering food to people and get paid. I don't have to work for nobody else. I could be a self-sufficient person. And you talking about what? Healthcare? You can't go and go out there and then get a bike. I've seen it. I've seen other nationalities go out there and get a bike. A bicycle, not a motorcycle, a bicycle, and do Instacart, Uber Eats, and within 5 years have a house halfway paid for. And you worried about the government giving me nothing? The government doesn't owe me a damn thing. I owe it to myself to get my ass up and make something of me.
He got a point. But at the same time,
Agreed.
I'm going to say it again.
Now, I'm going to chime in because when you were talking all your smack, I couldn't talk. I let you talk. Now, I'm going to tell you. You know why I don't agree that both parents should work?
Why?
I'm going to tell you. Because the kids nowadays being left alone are the fucked up ones that are out here doing all the crazy shit, all the shooting. They act like if they don't give a fuck and all that shit.
No,
Why? Because
no.
the parents let me talk.
Mm-hmm.
because my parent I had to work because I can't afford it. My wife, between my wife and me salary, I can't do it. What have you done to improve yourself to get yourself out of that situation instead of you just sitting in that situation and being comfortable, and you just sit there and you just keep on saying, no, we both have to work because we have to make it work because it doesn't work. But no, and it doesn't. No. One of the reasons why I'm alone today, because I am not going to share my shit with nobody. I worked hard for my shit. Okay? And if I can't afford to have somebody by my side, not going to do it. Not going to do it. But I'll be damned if I'm going to come and be in a relationship with somebody and said, hey, in order for this to work, we have to both work. And then the kid, what? The kid raises himself at home or with the babysitter, with strangers? Or how about with the babysitter or the neighbor next door? Like, no. And then people are wondering why these kids are so fucking disrespectful. Where are the parents?
Okay, you got
Working.
a point there.
Working.
You got a point there. But at the same time, right? At the same time, the crimes are not committed by the kid that's left alone in the street only. There's also crime committed with the kids. They also have two parents in the house. That's the charm in what you were saying. Okay. The second thing, if you put a good foundation in the kid, no matter where that kid is at, he's going to act correct. He's going to behave. He's not going to be the follower. He's going to be the leader. Okay. And number three, one parent going to work and one parent staying at home. I would love to see more of that, but it's almost impossible the way it is today. Now, Kobe had a point. If you have a good career, but we know with all these cutbacks, okay, all these
what does cutbacks have to do with career?
Easy. All these cutbacks with the government and people losing jobs and people losing their jobs just
the
because
government don't have nothing to do
and
with
not keep up with the customers.
But you're
coming
only
in.
focused on government jobs. Do you know how many other jobs are out there?
I'm not saying only government jobs. I'm saying jobs in general. Because listen, there was a big company that GM went down and lost people. Ford is not making enough cars, and that's just an example. I'm not only
but wait, you got a bad example because
example. Okay,
but that's a bad example. You know why?
And why is a bad
Because
example?
I'll tell you why. Because they're trying to extinct what is those cars so they could do the hybrids and the electronic cars and all that bullshit. That's why they were having issues, not because of anything else or the thing. No, remember.
Okay.
Listen.
Even all right, I'll go with you. All right. Ford, Chrysler.
And that's just an example.
Wait. I'm gonna use that. I'm not gonna even discredit your example. What I'm saying is you're using them as a reason why that happened. Okay. They lost their job. Whose fault is it that the only thing that they knew how to do was that particular job? Whose fault is it? It's the person that is working that job's fault. Why are you not staying current in the market as a man to keep current? No, I'm on the man. as a man, you supposed to keep current and keep yourself employable if that's the way that you're going to be. If you want to be employed and you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you got to be the best employee that you can be. And
I
being the
agree with
best,
that. I agree with that. I totally agree with you on that one.
someone with skills that's updated. So therefore, if something happens, because you need a contingency plan as a man, you can go somewhere else and feed your goddamn family.
You got a point there. You got a point there. I take that point because yeah, as a person, as a man, you do want to provide for your family. You do.
You have to provide.
You have to.
Not
You
you
have
want
to.
to.
You want to. You have to. You're right. You have to. But at the same time, Kobe, things have changed, man. Things have changed a lot.
So
Things
I want to
You
go ahead.
change. You change.
I want
I
to go
changed
ahead.
for the best. I changed
No,
for the
I
best.
mean-
Come on.
Things change. So not only do things change, you change with the things. You don't see that there's AI happening now. You know how many? I teach people how to deal with AI. There's no way in hell you seen AI coming down the pipe this amount of time and then you don't know how to use it. I'm teaching people and they don't even know what AI stands for. It's ridiculous.
So I'm going to chime in. Tweety just posted something, and I want to read what she said because she does have a very good point. She said, in 2025, the skill sets are different from 10 years ago. Most
Okay.
should work
That's right.
in today's society. She said,
Mm.
most should
Yes.
work in today's society. Jobs are being taken away, even in the medical field. We are gonna be living with 5 generations of families. America was never great for Black or brown people. We have been
Exactly what I said.
tolerated. But let me tell you something, and I'm gonna say something on that last. It says America was never great for Black or brown people. We understand that, but you know what? How many successful Black and men and women are there
There's
between
a whole lot.
wait, in different careers? You have doctors, you have actresses, actors, singers, you have producers, you have engineers, you have everything. You cannot get comfortable in your own space, in your own bubble of from your experience. I'm gonna put myself in an example. Okay. I just opened up my company, by the way.
Congratulations. Go ahead and advertise your company. Go ahead and advertise your company before you start.
Thank you. I opened up Divine Designs by Tata. Any crafting needs, special occasions, anything special that you want to give to your girl, your special loved ones, or anything, I do. From these beautiful beaded pens, they are working.
Hey.
From beatable pens to, I work with resin, I do domino sets, I do candles and I do candle melts, I do cups. This is one of the projects that I'm working on right now, so you can see. So I have a lot of things in the works. Do I have any experience in this? None. You know what experience I got? Hold on. The experience I got is what I started doing this when I was in recovery. Exactly. You better hold your horses because you know what? I will stand up, sir. So I started doing this when I was in recovery, and I found a passion for crafting and creating things, and it relieved my mind so much that I said, you know what? Let's see. And I started to do it, that my own family and friends and everything was like, hey, I want. Orders are started to come in. Do you have a website? Can I place an order? I'm like, okay, maybe I could do this as a business. I talked to my financial advisor, and we sat down and we came up with a game plan. And here I am in my new house, working from home, crafting and building shit. Okay. Something that I'm going to be doing from the comfort of my home, online, live, wherever the hell, but I'm working from home. This is something new to me, but I had to do something. You know why? Because times are tough. I know jobs are being shut down, but there's always something else
Old
to
jobs.
invest in, even if it's something small. Okay. Anything. If you get too comfortable in what you're doing and don't expand yourself, then you're never going to get out of the rut and the hole that you're in. You have to do for yourself and your family if you want to change for your life. Okay. Putting your
That's
color
some
of your
advice.
skin,
Yeah.
putting the color of your skin or political views as an excuse for you not to change, you're wrong. You're wrong. Because I've
you're
seen, I want to say that I probably know more successful Black people personally in my life than white. And I'm a mutt. My mama white. My mama white. Okay? God rest her
she's
soul.
white,
Mama,
white,
you
white,
know
white,
you
white,
white.
white.
She white.
Patata. Not to cut you off, but I want to answer your question, okay? But yes, you should have a game plan in life. Even at any time of age, you should be entrepreneur, make money for yourself. Yes. What I'm saying is, even in that situation, things are still expensive. To start a business, we all know you have to have a game plan. You have to have a product. You have to hire people to do a website. If you don't know how
No,
to
you
do
don't.
it,
No, you don't. Chat
if you don't
GPT.
know how to do it, you can also YouTube it. You could do your research. Yeah, you actually, investing
I
in
love the way
yourself.
he's answering
And
his own questions, his own things.
hold on. Investing in yourself is good. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is things are so jacked up out there. Okay? So jacked up out there that everybody in the house should help. Okay? The pressure on putting it on one person, either as a man or a woman, it's not right.
I got
Everybody, that's why it's
shoulders.
called called
Shoulders are for pressure.
family. That's why it's
Hips
called family.
can't handle
When
it.
you sit down, somebody has to pick you up because the bills are just over and over and over again.
Okay.
And yeah, Kobe was right. If you the type of person that you got to be that traveling person, or even not even traveling, if you like shopping, or like buying expensive cars, yeah, you should stop that to support your family. Yes, you're right. I totally agree with you. I'm not disagreeing on y'all on that. Maybe y'all taking what I'm saying a little different, but what I'm basically saying is the families have to stick together and they have to work together.
Agreed.
Things are crazy and they're only going to get more expensive. It's not going to get cheaper. Having the girlfriend or the wife have a car and you having the car
You just said the problem. You just said the problem. Back in the days, they didn't have two cars. They had a family car. They had a family car. They had a station wagon, a family car that the family went in, and then they had one car. That's what they use. You do not need two freaking cars.
But if you listen,
that's the expense.
That's a luxury.
That's the expense.
It is a luxury.
You're living like rich. You're living like rich people.
Light is a luxury, right? AC is a luxury.
No, light is
right?
not. Light is not a luxury.
Oh, so food food is a necessary. You need food. You need water.
Yes,
to
you do.
go to a Walmart, okay, to go to a Walmart and spend $100. Look at what you spent in that bag, and you tell
So you
me
telling me you can't use coupons?
you could if you have it by you. If you have
Wait,
it by you,
So you
you can
telling me
save a lot. You guys
everybody
remember
has a
Save
phone.
Lot?
Everybody has a phone. Everybody has a phone.
Yeah,
And
everybody
all
today
it
has
takes
a
is a
phone.
little bit of work and getting a grocery list, a little bit of work, getting a grocery list, and then everything on that grocery list, search to see where's the cheapest price, and then you make another list of what stores to go to get what you want. There you go. Nobody does that now. They're so lazy that they freaking call Instacart, and then they go and you know what? And I love it because they go call Instacart and they pay $25 for something that's $10, and then the guy, the immigrants that they're trying to kick out, goes
Are the
and
ones
on
delivering it?
with their bikes.
Yeah,
In 5 years, got a house.
What you saying to me is you in survival mode, okay?
That is not survival mode.
So survival mode
and
is
the problem.
that's
is
what
this.
people need to use
That-
right now to be in survival
That's
mode.
the
to
problem.
have a hustle, to have
What
a
you just
hustle
said,
and have a good
That's
hustle.
that's not survival mode. Survival mode is living in a place where you're saying that this is not enough, and then and just
Tweety says that
living
this
there.
is not true. That 2 cars is not a luxury.
2 cars.
2
You
cars
need
is
2
a luxury
cars?
if you're struggling. If you're struggling,
That's a
if
lot.
you could
only
pay,
need-
if you
don't
could
even
pay,
need 2
if you
cars.
could pay 2 car payments, then you're not struggling. You're fine. You're straight.
But
Exactly.
who says you have to have a car payment? Why you just can't save up? from
You
the
had
money
to.
that
Okay,
most
you
of the
saved
people
up.
will do, and buy the wife a car or the girlfriend a car or the boyfriend or the husband's car.
No,
It's not a luxury. You need it because everything
you
out
don't
there.
need
Listen,
2 cars.
I remember the train back in the days. To get on the train was 50 cents.
In New York, you don't need a car.
And why is that, Kobe? Because you have
Trains.
transportation. You have trains, you
Okay.
have buses, you have the
Okay.
dollar, you used to have the dollar cabs and stuff like that. And the
Okay.
people were so in debt with their rents that they couldn't even afford a car. So a car,
Are
you
you
didn't even need it.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. Listen, for instance, my grandfather's era, okay, they didn't own a car, they didn't need a car. The ones that did have cars, it was because they had money, okay?
Okay.
Then it got into my parents. My parents had a car, my uncles had a car, everybody that had a job had a car, okay? Everybody else, all my friends growing up,
Car.
they didn't have a car. You had the train station, you had the bus passes. The parents, a lot of the parents didn't take their kids to school because there was no
They could
car.
walk. They got 2 legs. Yes, go ahead.
Then, in New York, everything is so 24 hours that you don't need a car. Number one, the payments. Number 2, the insurance. Number 3, the thieves out there. Number 4, the parking is hard. So in my situation growing up, my father was the only one that worked. My mother stood home. But I also struggling. I can't get a brand new pair of shoes anytime I wanted it.
Did
Okay.
he have? So why is getting a brand new pair of shoes anytime you want not a luxury and it's a need?
Well, you need some shoes, bro. It's a need.
No, you don't.
You need some
No,
shoes.
you don't. If you
What you gonna wear? Barefoot?
wait,
Flat foot
I'm
stone?
gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
At any point, was it so bad that the bottom of your foot, your shoe, it was coming out your foot was coming out your shoe when your father was taking care of your shoe bill?
It wasn't coming out, but
There
the
you go.
top part, the top part was broken, and that's when you will get a new pair of shoes.
Okay,
If
so
that makes
therefore,
sense. If that
it
makes
wasn't
sense.
struggle. It wasn't struggle. I was there. I the same thing with me. Actually, I was worse. I'm an orphan, so I didn't get shoes. So, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all, what you're saying is
Wouldn't
a
it be better if my
necessity.
mother also worked and helped in the
Better?
house?
No, because then who's watching the kids? Who's watching the kids? Who's
What do you
watching
mean
the
who's
kids?
watching the kids? Well,
Who's
depending
watching the
on the
kids if your
age,
mother's not
depending
home?
on the age, like I said, yes, that and you have a point. Who's watching the kids? Okay, who's watching the kids? But also, there's programs like after school centers that the kids could get into. Daycare ain't all that bad, bro. Daycare is like an after school center.
Who's
They
raising
do
your kid?
trips.
You want?
They do.
I don't want no one else raising my kid.
Okay,
I
who's
had the
raising your
kid
kid?
so they could have. I want
Even if you
my
have one parent, even if you have one parent in the house watching the kids, me
Okay.
growing up in my era, kids will always be kids and kids will always get into something. Now,
I'm not talking about that.
That's not what I was talking about.
what you were saying who's raising the kids, but that's
Yeah,
what the
Because
family
who's
is
raising
about.
I'm
the
talking
kids?
about the
Who's
morals.
disciplining?
I'm talking
more
about the morals.
Yeah,
I don't want the daycare to teach my kids morals.
exactly.
I don't want
Nobody
the
does.
daycare to tell me or to show my kids books in which a man is kissing another man or a female is kissing
That's
another
fine. Yeah,
That's fine for them. But I think my kids shouldn't be allowed to have anything sexual, whether it's another man kissing a woman or a man kiss anybody. That they should not be exposed to that. And when
and you're right.
you are allowing someone else to give your kids morals because your wife is not doing it, passing down what you think, you are susceptible to whatever they think. That is the point that I'm trying to make.
You guys, man, y'all so stuck in your old ways, man. It's crazy. It's
It worked.
crazy.
It worked. Why change something that worked? Now,
Because I just
now
told you, it's
the
not the
Y
families.
ends.
It's
Now
not
the
the
Y
families.
ends.
Hold on. It's not the families that want to change it. Okay, it's not the families that want to change it. It's the society and the way
No.
things are today that's making us change the way things are.
Because you think you need two cars when you don't.
I never said you need two cars, sir. What I said, my example was that things are expensive, and that if a family has two cars, you need two cars. You just need it.
Oh
You
my gosh.
actually
You
need
just said you just said that you don't need two cars. You didn't say that, and now you just say you need two cars. Make up your mind, Crash Out.
Listen, Crash Out is
So-
saying, go ahead, Tata.
All I can tell
He
you,
bailed you out.
all I'm gonna tell you is we live in two different worlds for what we used to live. We don't.
Oh, it's not the same
We're not
place.
there. We're not there anymore. We're here now. Okay. Jump. I don't know where you went. I don't like looking at
Don't worry.
at this
Keep
Kobe,
make your point. Make your point.
but I will make my point. You know, everybody's different and everybody thinks their own ways, but I really do think that, you know, we've become so used to not used to. I think this world has become so ungrateful, unappreciative of the little things, you know. A lot of things that are changing with the AI. everything. You don't even know what's real, what's fake on the internet anymore. I hardly go on anymore because I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, whatever. I am that one that I am full force with the parents being at home with a child. The parents are the ones that need to raise their own children. They need to discipline these children, okay? Teach them what's right, what's wrong. Because if you are too busy to be working, if you continue to work because you're struggling, we're all struggling. It's not just you, it's all of us. But at the end of the day, those kids, what do they have to look forward to? Who's going to teach them what's right from wrong? Because the
I
only thing that the
understand.
world is teaching them is things that we would have never, it would have never crossed our minds.
I get it, Tata. I get what you're saying. I get what Kobe's saying. But at the same time, man,
You can't
people
say that
cannot
there is
afford.
no opportunity and there is no chances for somebody
But
to
I'm
make a
not saying
difference in
there's no
their life.
opportunity. I'm not saying
Okay,
don't create a business. I'm not
right.
saying don't do this. But what I'm saying, okay. For instance, a man is working 2 jobs
Mhm,
just to support the family, right?
right. I've
He
seen
never
that.
sees his kids because he's at work. And when he gets out, the kids are at school. And when they get out, he's going to work. Now, would
That
it have been
that
easier? Would it have been easier if the father would have went to work during the day or at night or whatever the situation is, and the girlfriend or the baby's mama or whatever it is goes to work? That way they can spend time together. Where there's a will, there's a way. But two people have to work today because it's so expensive out there. Raising a kid and spending time, yes, absolutely, you should know where your kids are at, what they're doing at all times, either it was then or now. Then was easier, now it's harder. So that's
I,
why I'm saying both of the
how was that?
parents.
and I'm
I
gonna
was
say
I was
this.
in New Jersey.
I'm gonna
I was
say this.
14 years old in New Jersey, and I lived in the Bronx.
Look, Jump.
Yeah.
You were just saying about, the father doesn't see his kids and stuff like that, and he has to work two
Or the
jobs.
wife or the girlfriend or whatever.
Father should have never got his pee wet
Tata. That's
and
that's being real. That's
had
being
more children.
unrealistic, though. That's being
Sorry, no,
unrealistic.
no, it
I'm
is
saying
realistically. Why would
how?
you continue? Why would you not protect yourself and continue to have children and bring them into a world where you can't even afford it? And now you have to pick up 2 jobs, and now
I
you have
agree. I
no, you
agree.
should have thought
Okay,
about that before.
I get,
He has
And
to
this
deal
I
with
is
get
it.
where Tree's
that.
comment comes in and says, no finance, no romance, no finance. No finance, no romance. This is where that statement comes in. If you cannot afford to support a family, then stay single and do whatever the hell you want. But the moment that you become a father, everything changes and sacrifice have to be
And you're
made.
right.
Because I
And you're right.
remember how much sacrifice my father took to
And you're
raise
right.
me and my brother. And my mom was not around, and it was my dad by himself. Okay.
And you're right.
And guess
You're right.
what? When my dad had to leave, my dad would say, "Hey, you're staying with your grandmother. You're gonna be I'll be back on Wednesday,
That's when family
on
kicked in.
Sunday."
That's when family
Okay?
kicked in. That's when family kicked in.
But wait, I will tell you that it was from 10. I remember because my dad kept telling me, if you want a 15s, I have to work. If you want a 15s, I have to work. You know, Cubans celebrate the whole 15 party or whatever. And he embedded that in my brain at 10 years old. My dad was always traveling. He was always driving. And I was like, man, my dad was always driving, you know, whatever. Little did I know, I did not know what he was doing. Now that I'm an older woman, I know exactly what he was doing. And all those sacrifices that he did was to better himself for his kids, to give his kids a better life. Okay. He
And
didn't
that's the
leave us
right
with
thing to
no
do.
different women. He didn't leave us with anybody but my grandparents. Okay. But my dad
I get it.
sacrificed as a man, he sacrificed himself to do what he had to do for his kids. But guess what? My dad made sure that no other kids came out of that peepee until he knew he was okay with that later. Okay. So it's out there. Hey, Tweety.
I get it. So Tweety came up in here, so unique, so unique. So we talking about the parents in the house, and you got a lot of back noise back there. So try to lower the thing. We see that you were following the podcast. What do you have to say about what we're talking about?
Well, first of all, this truth be told, our children are in school 8 hours a day. So daycare has nothing to do with raising our children, because the schools are basically raising our children because their influences is coming from outside anyway. In school, they're being taught. I heard Kobe talk about the same-sex marriages and relationships. They're learning that at school. They're learning about body parts at school. They're learning about sex at school. You know what I mean? From their peers and from their teachers, starting from preschool on. How do I know? Because I'm going through this with my own children. The other thing you guys were talking about is a two-parent home. This is not 1987. We can go out there and hustle some apples on the side of the road. Okay. Just for medical insurance alone for a household of 4 people has went up to $800, and that's just for a simple medical plan for someone that's working full time making $30 an hour. Okay. Car insurance went up just for one car starting at $300 because insurance has went up. Also, when it comes to rent has went up to $2,800. Out here, $2,800 can get you a one bedroom apartment now that they have raised the rent out here. So when you talk about a 2-parent household, if you have 2 parents, both of you all need to work. If you have children, they need to work because it's impossible. We're not even talking about food and clothing yet. You know, $800 out of somebody's check just for medical insurance, for medical, dental, and vision that you're going to need, that's $800 out of the check by itself. So I like to be kept as a woman, but in today's society, that's not happening. If you look at the statistics, they're laying off Black people, particularly directly, just
Black
laying them
women.
off. No, it's not Black women. It's
Black women
and Black men.
It's the Black women.
It's Black women and Black. It's Blacks. Period. Look at the statistics. It's Blacks. Period.
The
statistics now that came out this week, it is saying that Black people. Period. With this DEI, all that is Black people. Period.
Black women.
Okay, so we're not doing that tonight. So, when it comes to Black people, of course, Hispanics, like they said out here on the news, there's a lot of jobs that the Hispanic community would do that us Americans wouldn't do. And so there's fruit rotting, different things that are happening now that us Americans, we're just so spoiled that we're not going to get out there and do it. So now we got food rotting, prices are going high on gas, daycare. I mean, you're going to need daycare if you have a 2-parent household, 2 cars. I don't see that as a luxury. We have 2 special needs children. I can't come pick up my spouse from work and then run around and take care of doctor's appointments, therapy appointments, work myself, be home, cook. I can't do all that with one car. It's not the same as it was in 1980. Plus, we live out in a rural area. It takes 45 minutes walking just to get to a bus. And the bus only runs probably 4 times during the day because it's a rural area. And then it stops early. It stops at 5 o'clock at night. How am I supposed to get home if in the dark? Or what if he was walking? You know what I mean? And then you talk about retraining. Well, if you looked at the financial aid, you can't even apply for financial aid now, thanks to Trump. You can't apply for financial aid. So when it comes to learn about AI and things like that, to re-educate yourself, that takes money, which takes time away from your family, which also takes, you have a phone, but not everybody can use the phone. Just like you might be good in construction, I might be good as a music teacher. We don't learn the same. That's not going to work for me.
So
You see
pick
what I'm
something
saying?
else. So pick something that you could make more money. It's
Okay,
not. It's
so while
not
you're
about.
picking something,
I want to draw. Oh, you know what? My life tells me that I should draw flowers on a wall and then complain that you're not making enough money to support your habit.
okay,
Pick
so this is it.
something.
We're not talking about habits though. You're talking about picking something in the middle of a man taking care of his family. How is he going to pick
Yes.
something and try to retrain? How is he going to pick something and try to retrain himself? If you're saying you want him to work 20 hours a day, come home, retrain himself, not eat, not sleep, not spend time with his family, retrain himself
Thank you.
in the middle of working to make
could be
ends meet.
done.
How is he going to retrain? How is he going to
It could
retrain
be
himself?
done.
That doesn't
It
make
could be
sense.
done. Men have done
could be done.
Men have
It
done
could
it.
be done. Hold
Men
on.
have done it.
It could be done.
Yeah,
But-
men have done it back in the day, but not in today's society.
Yes,
Now
today,
everything
this
want-
society, men are
Listen.
doing it. I know
Okay,
people
so
are
if
doing it.
there's 20 million people trying to get that same job in AI, somebody's not gonna get it. So everybody can't do AI. So
That's not-
so
be the
you just
best.
say to pick a career. Okay, but
Be the best.
What makes you the best though? You can be the best and still not get chosen. When I did medical school, you can get straight A's. They told you there was still a chance you would not get in, even if you were a straight A student. There's only so many people that they pick. So then what am I supposed to do?
And the thing is, like I said
Today's
before,
society is not the
two
same.
parents, hold on, sweetie. Two parents have to work to survive. These days, like she said, as she explained, one person can't do it all. Somebody's gonna lose. Somebody's gonna lose, and everybody's not gonna win. It's the way
Somebody's gonna
society
lose.
is right now.
You're right. I do agree that everybody can't win, but I'm telling you that you can win. It's not a foregone conclusion that you can't win. I know plenty of men that doing what they need to do in order to fulfill the needs of their household, and it can be done. It can
And
be
I
done.
also,
It can be
and I
fun, but not in
also-
2025 is not the same. In 2025, it's not the same.
and I also know,
It's not the
and I
same.
also know men. I also know men that their
That quit?
girlfriends and their wives also work and still struggling,
Because
and they got good job. and they got good jobs.
If they still struggling, they don't have a good job. They don't.
And why would you say
just
that?
define? You just
If you're
define.
making
If you
$22
struggling,
an hour,
okay,
and your wife is making $18 an hour,
okay,
and they put
that's
the-
$30.
they put-
That's
and they
$38
put all that
an
money.
hour. Yeah.
okay, but with some people, that's what they got, and that's what they
Okay,
do.
that
I'm
all
dealing
right.
with.
I'm fine with that.
And-
What are
and
they
the thing
doing that
is,
they can't
both
afford
of the
what they need?
parents working.
What are they doing?
Well, first of all, if you look at the rent, look at the rent rates. That don't even make sense.
Now.
What you're saying rent has went up.
now.
And you're
Now.
now, but we're talking about now. We're talking about now. Rent
Well,
has went
they
up,
should have
and you're
bought a
paying,
house.
and it doesn't matter because that's even going bad. What do you mean?
They should have bought a
I
house
have a
before.
house. They
should have bought a
have
house
You know
before.
what? No, we have a house, but because of insurance going up, but we have no control over. Guess what? That means your mortgage payment goes up.
Okay.
And
We're
let's
about
talk
$900.
about
We're
car
about-
insurance. Let's talk about car insurance. You paying extra car
Car insurance went up
insurance.
too.
Your rates go up because somebody else had an accident. You could have been driving and have a perfect driving record, but your insurance from $100 1 month, next month it'll go up to $200, even
That's life.
$300.
Yo,
And
that's life.
It's life, and this is what I'm saying to you, because life has changed. It will never go back the way it was. And yes,
I
I
don't think it
do
should.
agree with all of y'all when y'all say
We have
who's
more
raising the kids?
opportunities.
Who's watching the kids? What things do we need and we don't need?
But this is
Okay,
the
we
thing with
need
Kobe's
food.
saying.
We don't need to go traveling so much. Yes,
But
that's called
listen.
budgeting.
But Kobe is saying, what Kobe is saying is we can do all this from home. But the problem with that is if nobody have jobs, ain't nobody gonna be buying your product because prices are going so high that you're not even gonna be able to afford materials, or they're not even gonna be able to afford a doggone $5 ebook. I mean, people's getting kicked off their welfare, people's getting kicked off their housing, and
They
these people are
shouldn't be
working.
on welfare.
Some people,
Why are they
some
But
on
people,
welfare?
unfortunately, some people have no choice because they
No,
can't
they
go
have
get a job
choices.
because they want to
They
stay
have
with the
choices.
kids.
They have
You know,
They
choices.
can't get a
I
job
keep
because
on-
they stay with the kids. They can't afford they can't afford housing. So what they do? They live in projects. Kobe,
Okay. Why would you
it's-
have kids if you living in projects?
listen. Okay, things happen. Things
I'm
happen.
trying to
Some
understand.
things
No.
can be.
that
Some things
doesn't
can be
make any sense. That
controlled.
doesn't make sense.
Some
You
things
can't
can
say
be
that-
controlled. Some things can
you
be
can't
controlled.
say not to
but-
have sex and not to have children because of that's just idiotic.
Yes.
Because
yes,
I
that's
mean,
that's exactly.
No,
Nothing saying
You know
but
what?
not
I'm gonna
having
say
kids.
that. I'm
No,
gonna say
what
that.
I'm
I'm gonna say
saying-
that
No,
loud
what
and clear.
No, what I'm saying is that's idiotic just to say not to have kids because you know what you
Yeah,
can.
things
You
It's
can be- you
idiotic
can
to
be a
have
mi-
kids if you can't afford it.
No, you could be a
No.
millionaire. You could be a millionaire, and in a day, all that stuff is taken from you. So then, what you gonna do? If that's your way of life, and everything is
Make
taken
another
from you, what
million?
gonna-
You
Okay,
have the
that's
same
not-
skill that you have the
that's
same
not-
skill that you had to make the first million, so you'll use that skill to make another million.
But if that skill is taken
What?
over by AI, you're taking your time trying to learn AI, and at the same time, you still got to feed your family. So how are you going to do that? That
Hold
doesn't
on,
make
let's listen
sense.
to Tata. Hold on, let's listen to Tata. Go ahead, Tata.
So my thing, I keep on hearing, oh, prices are going up, prices are going this. Yes, we know prices are going up. Prices have been going up for
Ever.
years. For
Ever.
years. Nothing has changed. What do we do? What do we do? We go with the changes and we improve ourselves to catch up with the times so we could afford shit. But if
Yes.
we keep on and we don't do those changes and do better ourselves to see how we can make more money, whether if it's a career change or that little extra income, having a family is not easy in this generation. And in
Yeah,
this
you're right.
generation, somebody must be out their minds to have a child.
If
Why do
you-
I
Wait a
say
minute,
that?
Tata.
Because if you are struggling,
That doesn't make
stop,
sense.
no jump. Because I'm sorry, I know people right now that are 28, 32, 33, actually even 39 years old and don't have no kids, and they're being protective. They
and
can
they still
have
struggling.
kids.
And they still
But-
struggling.
No, they're not. Actually, you know
They
what they're
will
doing?
be.
You
They
know,
will
no,
be.
you know what they're doing? They're living they're living their lives, okay?
Mhm.
They're living their lives. They're saving money, they're working, and they're traveling at the same time.
But
And
that's
have you
an
heard about how
idea.
they're taking
That's an
they're
idea.
taking people's 401k? They're taking their 401k. See, y'all ain't watching
taking
the
their
news.
401k and
They
doing
are
what?
taking people's 401k away from them. Y'all better watch the news and watch what Trump is
They're
doing.
not doing
Your
that.
phone-
They're not
Okay.
doing that. They're not
Okay.
doing that.
You-
Yes,
That's
they
false.
are. Yes, they
Yes, they
are.
are.
Yes,
Okay,
they are.
whose
They
401k? Whose
That's false.
401ks are they taking?
And to me, that's crazy. That makes no sense. How Trump can just say and do whatever he wants to do.
Who
Yeah.
told you this?
It's
I don't know
Trump
where
is
I
doing whatever
haven't
he
heard.
wants
It's on
to do.
TikTok. It's on
Look at
TikTok.
the
It's on-
news.
no, I don't
Kobe,
look at
Kobe,
TikTok.
look at the news. He's
The man
doing
is
what
saying
he
himself,
wants to do.
just like he
did
just
it
like he
with
said
ICE.
he wants
Hold on,
he wants to be a dictator is what he said. He wants to be a dictator. He wants us to follow just like those in China. How whenever
I
he
think there
says
needs
something
to
that we
be
jump.
somebody There needs
That's
to
what
be
he
somebody
said.
strong
We
right
don't
now.
need, we don't need a
Then
dictator.
we
need
need
a
somebody
leader.
strong. We need a strong man
leader.
right now.
We need
That's what
a
we need.
leader. We need a leader, not a dictator. We need a leader to lead this country to the right way. And some things he's done, they're okay. But then there's some things he's done that is not okay. And to each his own. To
It
each his own.
happens.
Listen, I know he's the president of the United States. I know I have no choice. I back up my president, but that doesn't mean that there are things that he has done or planning to do that I have to like. But
I don't
I
even know
still
how this
support him.
conversation even got to political
Kobe,
and about Trump. When
It
we
went
weren't
left.
even talking about it, we were trying to talk about how are we going to improve ourselves and take care of ourselves and better ourselves, and then we go back to Trump. Forget about Trump. Fuck Trump.
No, I don't agree with that.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
agree with that at all.
worry about getting out of the struggle you're in. Do what you got to do for your family, better yourselves, but at the same time, do it safely. But stop complaining that prices are higher, prices are this. But what are you doing to change?
But why not? But why not? But
Yeah,
why
but why
not?
not? I don't understand why you're not
Why
complaining.
not?
Because
complain?
money is out there. That's
No,
why.
man, the money
Money is out there.
The money
is out there.
But who
There's
controls
money
the money?
out there,
But who
and there's
controls
women
the
out
money?
there. And if
Okay.
you want the woman, you're gonna get the money. You want this woman, you're gonna get the money.
I don't
That's
want that
how
woman.
it works.
I don't know
want
about that,
woman.
bro.
If I got to impress a woman for money and what I can give her, then she's not the woman for you.
And if
She's
you
not
have to flash
woman
money
for you.
at me to try to impress me, that's gonna turn me the fuck off. I don't need to see that shit because I don't need
a
it.
woman should be with a man. A woman should be with a man, and a man should be with a woman because of them, their values, their values.
I don't believe in that.
Not
I don't
because
believe
of
in
what
that.
you could. That's why there's so much divorce
believe in that.
rates because
The divorce rate is for a
the
different
divorce
reason.
rates are very high.
Women are
Yeah,
ratchet.
but a lot of people are
One
together
of the
for
reasons-
for convenience too.
Exactly.
Well, they're
Why
trying
is
to
that?
make it.
Why is that, Tata? You came up with a
They're
good
trying to
point.
make it.
Why is that? Because things are out there are impossible for you to do. Not impossible. I'm gonna take that back. Things are hard for you
Life
to
is
do
hard.
what you want to do. Let's be realistic. Not everybody's gifted. Not everybody could do what the next person can do. Because number
hard work,
one,
you can do
depends
anything.
on their situation. Depends on their situation. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. You commit a crime, you go to jail. Not everybody, okay, succeeds in staying out of jail. Some find it so hard to come back out to society that they fall back in the trap which the government wants because they're making money off of you. Because why do every job has to do a background check even after 10 years? And we all know they said, hey, after 10 years, your thing does not exist. That's a bull crap. That
Yeah,
will
no.
follow you for the rest of your life. You commit
No, it
one
doesn't.
crime unless
Yes, it
No,
you-
it does not.
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does.
Yes, it does. I'm all due respect, Tata. Yes,
Mine
it
is
does. I
my
know
crime.
that personally. I
My
know
crime
that
is over. My crime
personally.
is over 20. My crime is over 20 years old, and they still went back and they tried to judge me off of it. And mine was a felony, and I didn't even hurt anybody. I was defending myself, and it's still on my record from 20 years ago. And I have never been back in trouble. They told me after 7 years, if I had the clean record to come off, it never did. They told me you have to go get it expunged. Period. It will not come
And
off.
that costs money. And that costs money. The same way they take your rights when you go to jail is the same way they should give it to you. Why do you have to spend money in cleaning your record after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years? Why? Why do you have
That's
to
what
do it?
has. If that's what has to be done, that's what I'm.
Unless
gonna
you're a
have
sex
to do.
offender, it's supposed to stay on.
Okay.
If you're a sex
I'm not
offender.
defending the sex offenders. I am not.
No, I'm
Please,
saying a
ladies
sex
and gentlemen,
offender, a sex offender
sex
stays on
offenders
Yeah,
the
why
should
line.
would
be
you put
buried
that
in the
in
bottom
here?
of the dirt. Buried at the bottom of the dirt. I don't believe in that. Okay. What I'm saying is, if you shoplift, we all know that Walmart has a self checkout thing that you swipe. Sometimes it reads it and sometimes it don't. And you go to the door and the door, whoever's at the door wants to check your bag. Now he finds something in there that you didn't pay for. You go to jail. Now your life is ruined. Your life is ruined. You can't support your family. You can never get out of
You
that hole
shouldn't have,
ever.
you shouldn't have put something that you didn't buy
Kobe,
inside the bag.
Kobe,
That
Kobe,
doesn't make
Kobe,
sense.
Kobe.
Yeah,
My
it
brother,
doesn't
I
make
love
sense
you.
to put
I
something
love you.
that you
But
don't
also,
own
if you
inside
drive
the
without a
bag.
driver's license and suspended, and you don't know it's suspended, because DMV does make mistakes because they understaff.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Okay.
they understaffed.
All
Now
right,
you
but
go
how,
to jail.
how much does that happen? You act like that's a
lot.
recurring thing. That's
Listen,
normal. That's
Listen,
normal.
police violence happens
Nah,
every day.
you
Police,
hopping
no,
over.
listen. Police
You moving the
violence.
goalposts.
Mistakes. No, I'm not. I'm staying on track. Anything could happen that does not let you support your family, and now you out of the equation. What
Did you
happens to
put
your
yourself
family?
in that?
What
If you
happens?
put yourself in that,
that was a-
what
you
happens?
put yourself
Here's
in that
my point.
accountability. Accountability.
Here is my point. Now, you go to jail. You left your wife or your girlfriend that you plan to have a family. You plan to get married in the whole 9 yard. Now you go to jail and you leave your wife or your husband in jail to raise the kids. What happens now?
That's not a normal situation.
Happens. It's not, but it happens.
But you
Okay,
put
well,
yourself in that
happens.
situation.
It's not
But
a
it
normal
happens.
situation.
That's not
But it
necessarily
happens.
true because they arrest people up here, even if you miss it and it didn't swipe and you put it in your bag, they watch you and then they take you to jail for that. That's a misdemeanor. You stay in jail for something that was an accident. Not only that, I mean, we're talking. You guys are saying like it's all the man's responsibility, which back in the day, yeah, I can see that. But you're saying to retrain yourself. You're saying to retrain yourself. It takes time. It takes money. No. I mean, that's not overnight. Number one. Number two, just look at the tariffs. Okay, you work from home, Tata. You said you work from home. Kobe, I don't know what you do. I don't know. So I know what Jumpstart do, and I know what I do. Okay, I have multiple businesses and I work. Okay, and I have multiple degrees, so I can go get a job, not a problem, right? But it's the thing, just with the t-shirt business that we do. Okay, we went to go get products that was $13. We walk into the store 3 days later, babe. How much was it? It was $25 for the same thing 3 days prior. I spent $13 for. So I got to get a job, a job on top of a job.
But
there is no that product just went up because of tariff tax.
It goes up.
It's everywhere.
It goes up.
So what I'm saying is, but your pay does not go up.
But the tariff and taxes are only coming in if you're getting something shipped overseas and exported.
That's not true. I was in a regular store. That's in the regular store.
Everything we've get.
They found the way to get you.
Everything we get.
It's in Walmart. If you go to Walmart, it's happening at Walmart. It's happening at Michael's. It's happening, and this is not online. This is in the grocery store. I thought I had to look it up because I thought it was a lie. It is because of tariff tax, which means my t-shirt prices have to go up.
Which means people have to work more to get something.
Now they're saying that what we get from China now that has expired, and so it's going to go up again. And this isn't just regular. And guess what? Our medication comes from China. So what you gonna say? Go get a job to get medication? Our medication, our clothes, school supplies.
Can I know what news station you guys watch?
This is not a news station. This is
so where are you getting your information from?
TMZ.
This is in person. I went in person to get this. I went to Walmart. I went to Michael's. It went up. If you ask the supervisor why was this different 3 days ago, she told me tariff tax.
Look at the milk.
From $13,
the supervisor's a liar.
Look at the milk. Look at the milk
I don't know
prices.
what's going on in Washington,
Look at
but
the eggs
at least
prices.
over here in Florida, this ain't happening over here.
But
It's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. It just
everywhere.
hasn't hit there
Not
yet.
only in Washington,
There's
everywhere.
no
Everybody's
tariff on no
distributing.
milk in here.
Milk
is not
Listen
imported.
to me.
There's
Do
no
you
tax
know that
on
I order? The only tariffs that I pay when I order my products is when I get it from China, because there's some companies that I do order from China. There's some products that I could only get it from them, but all my other stuff
And
is
why
here.
is that? And why is that?
What?
Because they're
Why
the
is
only
that?
ones that they're the
It's the
only ones
way
that
of
manufacture it.
America. America's
What are
always
you
traded.
asking? You're asking what? You say what is what?
Why is that? Why is that? Most of the stuff that you get is from out of state. It's from another country. It's called
No,
trading.
I said there's only one
called
product
trading.
that I buy that I could only get from China.
Why is that?
Because
Even if
y'all
it's
Because
not-
they're
want
the
to make
only ones.
even if it's not from China, I'm just talking about China going up. But
They're
it's
the
just
only
never
ones
stayed.
that have Labubus in stock.
I get it. I get what you're saying. But
Is it
also,
every
that's the
state?
wonderful thing of trading. We trade, we give them, they give us. When you stop the trading and the tariffs happen, who pays for the tariffs? We do.
so we
ones
don't
that
buy
suffer.
stuff that's exported from another place
Okay,
and have
but
everything American made.
That
It
doesn't
should
make
be
any
made here,
sense.
but it's not.
That doesn't make any sense because I want
To have
to
everything American made.
Listen,
to-
what I'm
have
talking about
Ameri-
when it went from $13 to $25, I was talking about Michael's craft store. So you're gonna tell I'm gonna tell Michael's don't buy nothing from China. Well, that's where they get it from. You go in the
So go
Safeway.
somewhere else.
Okay,
You have the
but where-
internet.
So wait. On the
Most of the
internet,
stuff
there's
on the
no
internet
tariff
is from
tax.
China. Most of the stuff is from China in the internet.
If you look at the back of your shirt, it probably came from China. If you look at a pencil, it was made in China. If
The
you look at
hat,
the toys,
you
they're
were.
made in
It probably came
China.
from China.
And let me hit y'all with something. Even if it was made in China, let me tell you something. If you're talking about tariffs, if you're talking about tariffs, and let's say we have a shirt, we have in America a place that's called a warehouse, and in the warehouse, things are held for a long period of time. So something that they bought from China a year ago is inside that warehouse, and they
in the
ship it
warehouses.
somewhere else to be used, even though it's
I can
from
show
China.
you my receipts, my brother, and I'm gonna
So-
send them to you tomorrow.
So if that's
So
the case,
no, so no tariff.
if
So
they-
no
wait a minute.
tariff doesn't matter because
If
it was
that's-
bought a year ago. There was no tariffs
Okay.
a year ago.
So if that's the
But-
case, then how come she couldn't find anything until it's from China? What she's looking for is only from China.
No.
That's the
Specific
warehouse.
product.
You didn't hear
That-
what I
that's my
said.
point. It is a specific product, but what if your business is based off of those specific products? Would you
No,
go
my-
buy
something
that
else.
doesn't make sense.
Find
That-
something else.
It's not.
I sell something else. I don't have to. I bought them because they're popular and I know I could sell them for good money. That's the only reason why I went for them, because they're super popular. But let me.
Well, that's why people sell. That's why people sell things. But what I'm saying is, if it wasn't super popular and you had something else
Okay.
to sell, and you couldn't sell it, then what?
Question.
Find something else.
Question. Does any of you buy from Shein?
No.
Yes,
I
No.
used to.
yes. I bought all my.
You
outfits
used
from
to?
Shein.
Okay. Do you anybody buy from Temu?
That's
no,
how
you
the-
can't
All
buy
my
from Temu.
stuff from
I
Temu.
bought stuff.
A lot of
I bought stuff.
a lot of stuff. There's
A lot of the stuff ain't coming in.
That's funny you say that. Most of my products that I buy are from Temu warehouses
And
that
where's
they
that
have
at?
here in the United States, products that are already here in the United States from China. You just have to
That's
make sure
specific
that when
products.
you're
From
on
China.
the website,
From
it
China.
tells you warehouse.
From China, though.
Okay, but this is the thing. When all that stuff in the warehouse is gone, then where are you going to order your
But
stuff
you're
from?
not paying
there's-
tariffs.
there's-
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but this is the thing. There's a lady right here that's on the news, right? She ordered her stuff. All her stuff is basically from Temu. She's still waiting for her products from 4 or 5 months ago
What
You
news?
got lucky.
because that's her.
You got
That's her
lucky.
business.
You got lucky.
Because a lot
People
of
buy
people are
it.
waiting
What
for their
news?
products from Temu.
I could.
People buy things when you own a business cheap so you can make a profit. You're not going to give the customer the same price you brought it for. That's just rocket science. Okay, we all know that. But at the same time, things are rough out there, as we all know. If you start your business, you're going to run into roadblocks. Like Kobe said, buy somewhere else. Okay, cool. I'll go look for somewhere else. But what if that somewhere else does not make what you're looking for? Now your business is going down. Now that means you are forced to get a job and leave your dreams behind or put it on hold. We showed a lot of examples here, y'all, of what's going on in America and what's going on with the families and why these kids are acting up and acting out on these streets. And yes, it's important for these kids to have two parents and either one parent working or two parents working. But it's still hard out here. There is no solution. All right. There's no solution to it. But hopefully one day we could and we will. Either it's going to be the next president or even with this president. You guys out there got to keep on keeping on and don't give up, because that's what a certain person wants you to do, to give up, while another person doesn't want you to give up. Here in the Jump Podcast, we're all about the people. We're all about the kids. We're all about motivating one another and encouraging one another. Because as a community and as a family, we all stick to one another. With that being
Leave
said,
him alone.
y'all,
If not, he gets tongue-tied.
yeah, I get tongue-tied.
Go
So
ahead,
with that
brother.
said,
You're
y'all,
doing
it was a-
fabulous. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a
Thank
good
you.
show.
It was a
Good
great
show.
show, y'all. But we at that
Entertaining.
2 hours.
2
and
hours and a
20
half.
Yeah,
2
we
hours
gotta
and a
go.
half. And we want to thank everybody that tuning in. And Kobe, put up that like and subscribe a symbol up there. And not the girl, the
Not
like and
that
subscribe,
one.
not to her, not to her. We want everybody to know that there's no beef. I know we got a little heated in the podcast, but we all family here. We're all family. It's all love. So like and
It's
subscribe
all
to the channel.
love, baby.
It's all
Nobody
love.
It's
thinking
all
about any
gravy.
beef.
Listen,
We gonna
Kobe,
argue. We gonna
we're
argue.
gonna argue. We're gonna fuss. We're gonna fight. But it's all family. We're not gonna hit
It's
each
all
other.
love.
We're not gonna
That's
not
what we
talk to each
do.
other. That's what we
That's
do.
what we
get
do. We
heated,
talk.
and that's what
We
y'all want to
loud.
see.
We Hispanic. It's okay.
You know what, Tata? Have a cafecito and put it on my tab. Yo,
And
again,
that being said, I'm about to be out of here. Good show, y'all.
good,
I'll
great
talk
show,
to y'all later.
I
Thank
agree.
you, Kobe. Peace,
I
Kobe.
agree, my
Peace,
brother.
Tata.
This
Peace,
was a
unique.
great show.
Thank
a great,
you.
po-
Thank you.
great podcast. I had
This was a
fun.
great one.
Tweety, thank
I
you
had fun too.
for chiming in and coming on. I really
let
had
me
a
tell you.
good time.
TD, Tweety text me saying, "You need help? I needed help. You guys were ganging up on me. I didn't know what to
got
do." but you know what? That's what makes America great. That we could agree to disagree with no violence.
That's what we are. We agree to disagree and then to be loving doving all over again.
Yeah, we're family. Family's first.
family.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Family, friends are first, man, all the time. Tata, thank you for everything. I'll see you next week. Okay, Tata?
Guys, have a safe, long weekend. Everybody enjoy, be
That's right.
safe. If you're going to drink, stay home. If you're going to drive,
Don't
be
drive.
safe. But please, please be safe. God bless. Be good and good night.
All right. Good night, Tata. Good night. And Tweety, so unique. Are you on? Hello? Testing.
Yes.
Thank you for a wonderful show and thank you for saving the day. You know, we made a lot of points, and I'm pretty sure people are agreeing and disagreeing with us, and agreeing with them and disagreeing with them. But it's a topic. It's definitely a topic. Thank you for joining the show, and thank you for everything you do. You have anything, last words you want to say?
So, life is still life.
All right. Peace. Let me end this podcast. Have a good night. And to the rest of y'all, man, you know, thank you for tuning in to the Jump Podcast, where no one and nothing is safe. You know, a lot of things out there are going on. How can we overcome it? How can we solve the problem? We don't know, man. We don't have all the answers. There's only one person that has the answer. And that's why we got to get on our knees. We got to pray every day, every night. You know, I can't stress that too much. But y'all know what you got to do, man. You know, go to work, raise those kids, keep on keeping on. This is Jumpstart signing off, y'all. Until next Friday, like and subscribe, as Tata said, to the channel, where we're the #1 podcast right here. And oh yeah, we're taking over, baby. We're taking over. Peace, y'all. Peace. Man, what happened? Oh my God. Peace, y'all.